How's it going, everybody? This is Taba Drabo. Hope you're having another great day, and welcome back to another video. Alright, for this video, I'm going to be talking about why working in nonprofit is fun. Now, those that have known me, I've been working at the New Jersey Symphony for the last 2.5 years now, which obviously is a nonprofit organization. And I know it's definitely a whole lot different compared to the corporate world. However, it can definitely be a whole lot of fun. So, just through my experience, I'm going to share with you 4 reasons why working in nonprofit is a lot better than you think. Now, as we all know, there are a lot of differences between nonprofit and corporate world. Obviously, the corporate world is obviously a lot more lavish. You obviously get a lot more pay, and obviously there's a lot more that's going on. But it can also be a much more stressful environment because you have to deal with multiple clients, and you also have to deal with a whole lot of activities that go on during the day. And obviously, sometimes that just makes it for a real stressful environment. Nonprofit, sometimes it can be a bit of the same. However, I can tell you based through my experience along with some of the workplaces that I have seen in nonprofit over the last few years, obviously that can probably be a lot better than in the corporate world. That's right, obviously there are a lot of stressful factors that you have to take into consideration before you step into the corporate world. In nonprofit, it's much more easygoing. You get to have a whole lot more fun and really just enjoy doing what you love. And one of the reasons why I think working in nonprofit is fun is because you get to have a lot more fun with your creativity. That's right, obviously in the corporate world, you really have to go off of what your bosses say. Obviously, you have to understand everything that they're telling you, and ultimately, it's almost like, some sort of hierarchy that you're seeing right now. Whatever he tells you, you have to do. Otherwise, you get canned. Here in nonprofit, I think the real difference that you see there is that your bosses give you much more of an opportunity to let your creativity show and really share your ideas on what you think you can do so that way you can help make the company better. Obviously, it's a part of making a difference in the organization. Whenever you get a chance to share your creativity, you really get the opportunity to really make a difference in the actual workplace. You get to share what you think we can do so that way you can be able to make the organization better and ultimately make a big difference in the community. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But hey, so you get the opportunity to share what's on your mind. And obviously at New Jersey Symphony and also in the performing arts and classical music world, that's basically what we get to do. We get a chance to really talk about what we can do in regards to making performances better for the patrons and also some very fun collaborations with professional musicians as well. Obviously that's one of the main reasons why I think nonprofit is very fun, because you get the opportunity to really let your mind do the talking and really just put it on a piece of paper and make it happen. Not all nonprofits do this, obviously, but hey, most of the time you'll get a chance to really share your creativity. You don't get that much of an opportunity in the corporate world. Here, you do. So that's why I think it's very fun to take advantage of it as much as possible. The second reason why I think working in a nonprofit is fun is because there are a lot more networking opportunities there than you would think in the corporate world. In the corporate world, usually there's only like a few avenues that you can go through, because most of the time, if you really want to make it that far in the corporate world, you're really only going to be able to rely on very few people that you work on, because most of the time, everybody else that's working in that industry, they really have their own things going on. In the nonprofit world, it is completely different, because it doesn't just really fall in nonprofit. Usually it will fall in other avenues over there as well. And because of that, your networking opportunities are like wide open. That's why, you have your LinkedIn. Obviously, that's a real tool to allow you to be able to connect with those in your industry, so that way you can have a better understanding of what's going on there, and also really just have a great opportunity to utilize what you're learning from there, so that way you can apply it in your own company. And not only that, obviously, whenever it is time for you to move on, the more connections that you build, obviously the better opportunity that you can get for promotion at your current organization, or maybe if you decide you want to start going elsewhere, maybe even try to go to an organization that some of your connections that you have on LinkedIn do work for, like for example, at another nonprofit performing arts organization, or maybe something that gives back to the community, like a shelter or something like that for animals or something like that. Hey, the more connections that you have for that kind of industry, the better. And I think working in a nonprofit gives you a better opportunity to build the network that you would not have in the corporate world. Trust me, you can do a lot in the corporate world in regards to networking, obviously, but however, it's only for a select number of things. In nonprofit, I think that avenue opens wide open, and I think there are a lot more opportunities there because of it. Number 3, there is a lot more opportunities for you to really make a difference. In fact, you get to do like multiple roles that most other people would not be able to do. Usually, when you're in a corporate world, you obviously have to stick with just one particular role, and you have to be stuck with it for as long as you still have that role. And sometimes that can be very, very boring. Not in a nonprofit world. Here, in your role, you get to do multiple things. And particularly with me, in my role at the New Jersey Symphony, I don't just do digital marketing. I also get to do, some direct stuff as well, like direct mail stuff, some program books as well. And I also do a lot of concert duty, obviously, promoting at the marketing table at concerts as well. So your avenues in regards to work, there are a lot more of that. And obviously, you'll get a whole lot more of those roles whenever you do get a promotion or a manager role at another organization that's maybe even bigger than the one that you're working at. Now, obviously, you have to understand it, there can be some stress that comes into it. And of course, as we all know, in nonprofit, one of the big negatives is the turnover rate. And there is quite a bit of it compared to working in corporate. But hey, if you manage that very well, you can last a very long time in a nonprofit world, particularly at the role that you're working for. And that's exactly why I've had a lot of fun at my role for the last 2.5 years in the New Jersey Symphony, because I love having that expanded floor of roles, obviously. And that's just only going to continue to grow for the longer that you're still in the industry. Trust me, it's not easy to manage multiple things at once, but in nonprofit, they're going to do everything they can to help you out with that. And as long as you're taking full advantage of it and you're doing the best you can, not only are you going to have a better opportunity at getting all of those promotions, you're going to get a lot more fun doing so. Finally, perhaps the best reason I can give to you as to why working in nonprofit is better than working in the corporate world is because it's just a much more relaxed environment and also very easygoing. In the corporate world, obviously you're going to have very little bit of that. Yes, you'll have your networking opportunities, you'll have a lot more of those meetings and something like that, but most of the time, it's just mostly sit in your desk and work all day. And obviously, there's not a whole lot of time to really get together with a lot of your colleagues and just have some fun. It's mostly just a boring environment, and it's not really fun as well. In nonprofit work, your colleagues are like your best friends. You get to be with them a lot more than you think compared to when you're working in the corporate world. In fact, like I said, in my role, it's not just at concerts. We also have our picnics during the summer as well, and also, there are a bunch of other events that we do as well outside of that, or maybe even just get-togethers in which we just get to have some fun in general. Talk about life. Just enjoy all the fun stuff that's going on, and really just just have a lot of fun, because really you don't get a whole lot of that in the corporate world. Trust me, I've made a lot of great friends in the nonprofit world because of my time there, but I don't know exactly what it's like in the corporate world. I know I have a lot of friends that work in there, and I'm sure they probably have the same exact thing there, but again, that's probably just their experience. I'm just raising this based off of my experience, obviously. I can tell you that working in nonprofit, your colleagues are like friends that you almost will never have again. They'll be with you for the rest of your life as long as you're treating them well, and obviously you're having a lot of fun with each other. And trust me, that goes very well at the organization that I work at. It's exactly why I love working at New Jersey Symphony. Trust me, you have a lot more fun in your environment in nonprofit when you put your mind into it and really spend a lot more time with your colleagues, because trust me, they are there for you, just like all of your friends there are in school, at home, and just everywhere else in a way. Nonprofit work, while it is stressful, as long as your friends are there, trust me, you have a lot of fun with each other, and there are a lot more endless possibilities there in doing so. There are a lot of differences in the corporate world and nonprofit world, and while you can definitely have a lot of fun in the corporate world if you manage everything, there's just very few slant opportunities to really find that satisfaction there. In nonprofit, it is a lot more fun for me because there is a lot more satisfaction with your job. You get to make a whole lot of a difference as well, and also because your colleagues are there for you, and you also get to meet a lot of people as well in that world as well. Not just colleagues, but also patrons that really support your organization as well. I feel like that, working in a nonprofit organization, you get a real opportunity to make a difference that you would not have in the corporate world. And that's why I really enjoy working in this particular profession. And that goes very well in the performing arts world as well. You get to promote concerts for a lot of patrons that keep coming back every single year. And trust me, that's exactly why I enjoy working in this particular field in the nonprofit world. And so for those that are in college and are looking at whether they want to go into the corporate world or nonprofit world, hey, it's really up to you. But in my opinion, I feel like that's just based on what I'm going through right now. Working in nonprofit is a whole lot of fun. And I definitely encourage those that would really like a taste of it to get into that avenue and exactly see reason why I think working in nonprofit is a whole lot of fun. Alright, that's gonna do it for this video. Obviously, I'm just sharing this based off of my experience. Not everybody else is gonna have that same experience working in nonprofit, but hey, that's exactly why we have these talks, obviously. So that's why I would like to hear from you. If you work in nonprofit, or if you have previously worked in nonprofit, what was your experience like? Did you enjoy that? And if you did, tell me what you like about it. Or if not, tell me what you didn't like about working in nonprofit. Was there something that really turned you off about it? I'd really like to hear from you. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be more than interested in hearing your opinions about it. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when my latest video is released. Comment below for future suggestions for all my videos, whether it's vlogs, projects, or challenges, you name it. Leave it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to make them. As always, follow me on my social media. All the links are in the description below. That's going to do it for this midweek video. I hope you're having a great day. Stay tuned this Saturday for my first life update video of 2024. I have a lot to talk about, in particular in regards to my future content as well, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. As always, I look forward to seeing you all in another video very soon. So long, everybody.